So I am so delighted to bring on in this interview Jonny Nastor, a gentleman who is well-versed in how to make money online. And so Jonny, you gave me new hope when I was trying to figure out, do I put an online course? Do I do this? How do I get cash flowing in from online instead of the day-to-day grind of having clients come in? And in this digital age, the big question I want you to answer for us today is, what are the true opportunities for coaches and their practices in a digital age?
The opportunities are nearly unlimited, should we say, without sounding like grandiose. But I have tried to make the argument that this comes from my love of rock and roll and such. But I've tried to make the argument that we're living in our generations or our eras like Beatlemania, which was something when I was a kid that really made me mad that I couldn't be part of Beatlemania because it seemed amazing to me. And I missed it. And I was like, But then all of a sudden this era came, and it's better because it's transformed my life and my family's life, and lots of my clients' life, because of the fact that we can scale our skills and our skill sets, and what it is we teach to clients and how we help them. We can scale that globally. And we can do that from anywhere we want to, really. It's kind of the reason why my family is slowly moving across my country into different cities when we feel like it, because we can. Or we can live in Asia if we want for the winter. It's just something that we can do because of it. And it's really that idea of being able to, like you do face-to-face with clients, but learning how or beginning to do it digitally. So the same thing, but through obviously an interface of digital, whether that's courses or even if it's face-to-face, but through like Skype or something, this can be done, and this can leverage your skill set without actually bogging down your time, where you just cannot fit any more clients into it.
So what you're saying, I'm going to take some liberty here, some artistic liberty, is as the Beatles emerged on the scene and we were able to watch them on TV and the mania around them, you're telling me that every coach that's listening, or every individual that's an entrepreneur that has a similar business, service-oriented business like a coach that's listening, has the opportunity to have that Beatlemania occur for them because of the internet. So that's one thing.
Yes.
So let's get down into then the real opportunities, because I've been attracted to you because you know people and you're working with people one-to-one and you're guiding people on your podcasts. What are the top 5 or 10 ways that you could imagine a coach can make business functions and have an online presence that brings them a cash flow?
Ways that they could do it, you need to be creating content. And you need a place to do that. You don't want to be creating your content on Facebook all the time or on Instagram or any of, well, those are owned by the same guy. And we all know how that turns out. But you need to have a website. You need to have your own place that you own, because as we know, there was this early era in Facebook where everyone's like getting so many, I got 10,000 people that follow my page and everything, and you could reach all of them with a post for free. And then Facebook's like, actually, now you have to pay to reach all those people overnight. And people's businesses were just wiped out, but you were building it on their business, not your own business. So you need a website, and you need to be sharing the things that you know. Your expertise, your knowledge. We've all have the power now to become teachers that can teach people at any time of day, in any part of the world, by creating and sharing our knowledge, like either through the written word, through audio with podcasting, or through video with either YouTube or courses ourselves. And we need to be doing it. So you have your website, you create your content to kind of go wide, as I say, and find people that might be attracted to you, and then you bring them back to your site. You engage them and teach them through content, and you get them into your email, which then allows you to build that relationship until either they fall off and don't like you anymore, or they escalate it as a client. But it's what we call, on the biggest surface, if you want to like Google it and look into it, it's content marketing. Content marketing as a strategy is something that it's been going on, I think, since like the 1940s, I want to say, with soap operas. Soap operas actually are our first sort of the way we can think of content, which was soap operas were literally to sell dish soap and detergent
Right.
to people at home. And they called them soap operas because they literally just created content that would engage their target audience, and then they sold them products. And that was literally it. And so it's sort of the same principle. But the thing is, you don't have to be Palmolive or whoever it was that did it originally. You can be Jon Nastor at home and start doing it. And you have the leverage to literally reach anybody at any point in the world, if you're doing it in a way that is either educational, inspirational, or just entertaining in some way. And if you can merge those three, also, it helps a lot to bring more people into it.
Very well said. So we need to be teachers. We need to be sharing content. We need to own a piece in the digital marketplace, which is known as our own website.
Yes.
Okay, so are people earning money with podcasts? Are people earning money with ebooks? Are people earning money with online courses?
Yes, yes, and yes. So it's all based around audience. And so audience comes from that going wide, right? So creating a podcast, writing articles that get published other places, creating YouTube videos, all those things are kind of bringing you back and they become your audience. As your audience grows, you can monetize that in any number of ways or a combination of all of them, which at this point I monetize through advertisements on the podcast, through clients, and then through courses and books, as you say. So you can choose your path, but you can also choose different parts of the path. And these are just sort of online business models. They're similar to offline in a way, but they're slightly different. I mean, you can create membership sites, all those kinds of things, but it's all based on stepping up with your knowledge and teaching everything you know and sharing it and bringing people in. A fear we have oftentimes is that we see the Brene Browns or something, and they have massive platforms now, but they all started small. But we see them now 5 years into it, and we think, I could never do that.
Right.
All I want to tell you is, first of all, you don't have to do that to make a really, really, really good living. People, for the most part, 99.99999% of the world never has to hear of you, and you can do really, really well with your very well-defined true fans. It's just how it is. It was written 10 or 15 years ago on the internet, the 1,000 True Fans, small little article, and it holds even more true today that you do not need very many. You do not need these massive platforms, but you also have access to these massive platforms. And that to me is like something that not only is it empowering, but it's something that none of us, I don't think, should pass up, because we honestly live in a point in time where nobody else in human history has ever lived in. Like, I started my podcast originally in a town that had like 80,000 people in it, in a basement. And within, I think it was 4 months or 4.5 to 5 months, I had more listeners than my entire city on the podcast. And it was just like, and then it just grew from there. It was like, wow, literally like double my city right now sits down and listens to this show every week. That's insane. And that was it. Like, we're not limited by geography. We're not limited by who we might happen to know at this point. We're just limited by us willing to step up and share and confidently share what it is we know with the people who want to learn it.
I think that's so well said, because I feel like when coaches think about digital age and they think about being active, they're thinking about their Facebook posts and their Instagram posts and being on Twitter and maybe what they're publishing on LinkedIn. And really the truth is, what I'm picking up really quick from you today is own your piece of branded space in the digital marketplace by having a well-crafted website.
Yes.
Okay. Then the next thing is be willing to have an online course and an ebook and constant contact with making more content and maybe a podcast. Pick and choose from the options that are out there. Don't just think, because I know this is out there too. I created this one online course and now I'm a millionaire. It's like, okay, maybe that happened for a few people, but that's not how it works today. So you need to have more things that you're offering in the digital age than just a course, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that website is so crucial because, first of all, I hardly ever spend, and like I don't really market on social media. And people all the time will tell me that that's completely wrong. And it's like, I don't know, it's working for me. I don't have time. And there's billionaires, literally billionaires behind the people who created each of those websites. Because what did they do? They created their own website and now convinced everybody else to go there and create content for free for them. It's like, no, you got to be doing this on your own site because it's should be obvious that the money is in owning the site, not in just participating in it. And if you're into social media, by all means, there's huge ways you can leverage it. It just isn't in my wheelhouse really, and so it's a big step, and I don't need to do it. I can attract people by creating things that I create, and getting the leverage from there. And I love the way you said it. It's like you can do this, like teach with like written word, you can do it with podcasting, you can do it with video. To me, there's those three mediums, and each one of us sitting here today, you can think immediately, you'll be attracted to one of those. You'll be like, oh, I'm a video person, or I'm an audio person, or I'm one of those ones. Whatever that is, go for that one. Go for that one immediately. You can move to other ones later if you wish, but pick the one that you're attracted to immediately, because that's one you're probably the best at right now, and then just go all in on that form. You can teach the same content no matter which platform, but just pick one, stay focused, and just continually create and teach and help people. And it will come back to benefit you and reward you almost indefinitely.
Brilliant, brilliant information from a man who knows how to make money online, and he is working with other people to access this digital marketplace. Jonny, thank you for all of this great advice.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Well, I hope you've been as impressed with Jonny Nastor as I am. From being a proud father to being a drummer in a punk rock band, Jonny is also indeed a leader, a thought leader in marketing, and is particularly in online digital business. Now that you've listened to him, some other ways to stay in touch with him would be to go out and listen to Hack the Entrepreneur podcast. He's also a co-founder of The Showrunner, which is a podcast, a very unusual podcast about podcasting. And he's written the book, Hack the Entrepreneur. Follow the links inside the article that you see below this video and go out and find out what Jonny Nastor can help you do to market your business. Best wishes.